Hello everyone, welcome to week 7. This week we will be looking at another aspect of the balanced literacy framework. We're going to look at the writer's workshop. In this teaching model, students of all ages are involved in true writing right from the start, while the teacher is able to provide differentiated and on-target instruction to individuals and small groups. Typically, a writer's workshop includes a teacher mini lesson, independent writing and conferencing for students, and a sharing time in which new learning and work is spotlighted. The topic of your mini lesson may or may not be reflected in the student writing that day. It just depends on the students. Think about yourself as a young writer. If you were asked the question, "Are you an author?" what would your response be? Now, think about that question as an adult. Are you an author? Most of us as adults would say no. We think about an author being someone who has published work. Well, elementary students who are participating in Writer's Workshop respond with, "Yes, I am a writer." As you will learn this week, all children can not only be authors in the classroom, but can learn to view themselves with pride as they hone their writing skills. This week, the presentation will be prominently divided between grade bands. Be sure to review the materials before participating in the assignments. By the end of the week, after viewing these videos and doing the readings, you will be able to analyze one piece of student writing for strengths, weaknesses, and future teaching points. You're going to be reading Chapter 4 from About the Authors by Katie Woodray and Lisa Cleveland. Chapter 4 talks about how our youngest writers use the writing process to help them make books. I am also going to suggest that you read Chapter 5, which is looking closely at mini lessons. Katie Woodray is well known in the writing workshop world, as is Lucy Calkins. So anytime you can read anything those two gals have published about writing workshop, grab it up because they are phenomenal. Okay. You have a couple articles here. Reading with the Writer's Eye, Why Book Choice Matters, and Supporting Young Writers with Award-Winning Books. And this goes back to the interactive read aloud, which we learned about earlier in this course. The discussion forum is use the writing sample on Moodle for your licensure area. Those are right here, these writing samples. You're going to analyze them and see, what does the student do well? What skills and strategies does this student have under control? What should be your next step in teaching this student? If you had to pick one teaching point, what would it be and why? Now, if you so choose, if you're in the lab portion, you may analyze your student's writing sample instead of doing the examples on Moodle. But you need to make sure that you upload it in the forum in your original post. Be sure to respond to 2 of your peers. And try and respond to someone who you haven't responded to yet. I also want to mention, if you have not ordered your textbooks for your next class or classes, please do that so they arrive on time and you are prepared for the first week of classes. If you have any questions about writing workshop, please ask me.